everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for you. Last week, I actually went to see a concert. I went to see Sophie Ellis-Bextor in concert. I had seen her last spring, which was the first time that she ever came to America, and I was determined to see her. So even though the tickets sold out immediately, I paid a scalper. I went to a secondhand ticket thing and paid basically double the price. But it was worth it for me because I was like, this is my only chance to see her live in concert after 20 odd years of loving her music. And then what happens? She releases a new album this summer and then tours and actually plays a few dates in America again. So I was like, I'll go again. I actually forgot, like I knew when the tickets were going on sale and I kind of forgot to go at like 10 a.m. or whatever. So it was like later in the day and I was like, oh shit, I wonder if the tickets are still there. And they were. So there were still tickets left. I was like, yes, give me a ticket. And it was like $35. $35. The freaking fees and nonsense was another $15. So it ended up costing just under $50. But $35 for a concert ticket is amazing. I mean, I'm sure she costs more if you see her over in England and whatever. But it was amazing. So I was like, yes, I will go again. And the show wasn't even sold out. Like on the marquee outside, it did not say sold out like it did last year. So that's kind of sad. It should have been sold out. It's not that big a venue. So I hope she comes back again when she does another album. But it's fine. I've seen her twice now. It's awesome. I got there nice and early. I was like, there were like 2 people between me and the fence in front of the stage. So I was like nice up close. And it was a great show and I very much enjoyed it. Although I did feel like a fossil because I got chatting with the people around me, one of whom was this little twink, adorable little twink, who wasn't even born when Sophie released her first album. So yeah, I felt a little old and dead there. I also had planned to go to see Predator Badlands. Unfortunately, Friday I woke up with a terrible head cold. And a cough, and thankfully if I caught that at the concert, at least it wasn't COVID, so yay, bright side, I guess. But I was like, and I was like, I don't care about Predator enough. I'm not a big Predator fan, so I can skip this. Even though I wanted to see it in 3D, I don't know. Maybe it'll still be in 3D next week and I can grab a showing on Sunday or something, I don't know. But I was like, no, I need to sit on the couch, I need to rest, I need to drink juice, and I need to like get my strength back and spend the entire weekend just recuperating. So no movie this week. And so shifting over to games, there was something I forgot to mention last episode when I talked about the Animal Crossing update that is surprisingly coming to promote the Switch 2 version of the game. And it is not Rossetti's cleanup service. Although thinking about it later, I was like, okay, I guess I can kind of see the usefulness of that because I do have like an outdoor disco on my island. So I feel like if I wanted to change that into something else, like an ice palace for winter, it would be easier to just have him come over and like clean all that up and put it in my storage. And then I don't have to worry about like manually picking up all the items and putting them in storage because I only have so many pockets. And then, you know, it would make it a little easier, I guess. So I can kind of see the usefulness in that one. But no, it's having games within games. There are NES game and a Game Boy game and an SNES game, and unfortunately that is it. It is not the wide-ranging number of games that you had in the GameCube version. Where you could have an NES and collect cartridges and buy cartridges at the store, and then you could just go into your house and play NES games on your NES in Animal Crossing. It was amazing. But they dropped that after that version of the game. Every subsequent game has not had that. But now they're kind of bringing it back, although it's very limited. There's only a few games, but at least one of them is Dr. Mario, so yay. Yeah, so still not super psyched for the update because it's mostly design, but I will enjoy playing some Dr. Mario randomly there instead of elsewhere on other systems. I also have been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. As I mentioned last episode, I have finished the Star Path. I am waiting. I think there's one more week of routine duties yet to be released to finish it completely and get that final house. Unfortunately, last week's duties, were like stupid easy. Like they're not even like challenging. It's like talk to Mickey, talk to Minnie, and talk to Merlin. It literally took me 3 minutes. I'm like, done. It's weird. I don't know why they're dragging it out like that. It's annoying. But it did give me the time to finally get around to finishing off the Inside Out quest line. So we finished that. I made the teddy bear. We're done. Now I have to work on Cogsworth and Lumiere. But I never finish the friendship quests before the next update. I'm always, during the update, once the update starts, I always end up being like, oh, you know what? Let me just finish off those old friendship quests because now I have new ones. So I always fall behind. And with Infinity Nikki, as I mentioned last episode, I don't like this new season that they've started because it's this stupid board game competition and I don't care about it. All I have been doing is there are some side quests that come along with it. So I do these side quests because at the end of the side quest you get rewards. One of the rewards is influence points that you then spend in the board game to help your team. But I don't care about that. I'm just doing them because they have like little stories and they're cute. All I cared about was getting the little fashion outfit, and I did enough side things that I got I got the free outfit, so I'm basically done and I don't care about this board game. I'm just like, whatever. So I did, as expected, finish Viewfinder on the PS5. And unfortunately, I have to kind of amend my rave review from last episode, where I was just amazed at how well designed the puzzles were. And even though they're mind-boggling, and it's like my husband would watch me play it, and he's like, I don't know how you can play that. Like, it hurts my brain. And I'm like, it's genius. Unfortunately, they biffed the ending. The puzzles are great, and they do build, like I said last episode, they're like, every level is like, here is a concept, and we're going to make it progressively difficult, more and more difficult, and then you'll feel very clever when you solve all of our puzzles. I did have to use hints a couple of times, but I love those hints because they're very vague, and it's just enough to make you go, right, yes, that's what I know what I need to do now. But unfortunately, I did have to look up online how to finish one particular puzzle because I spent a lot of time on it, and I guess that it was an optional. Every level has like the regular teleporters to get you through the level, and then you finish all of those puzzle levels, and then there's optional ones sometimes. And this was one of the optional ones, and I was just like, I just want to do it so I can finish it. But I could not figure out what to do, and no hint was coming up, so I'm like, I guess they don't give you hints for the optional levels? Rude. So I did end up looking online just to see what the fuck I was supposed to do, and I was like, oh, I would never have thought of that. So, but it meant I got the trophy for finishing all the optional levels, so I cheated a bit, whatever. But the problem is that it's so brilliant, and the puzzles are amazing, and then you get to the final level, and it's timed. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, because it ain't. Literally, you start the level, and you pull the lever, and it gives you 5 minutes. And you have 5 minutes to solve all the subsequent puzzles. And the problem is, the beginning ones, they're very straightforward. It's like, oh, I know what to do here, I know what to do here. But then it was like the next to last one, I was like, wait, what do I do? Okay, I have to go, and there were like multiple steps to it. Like you had to go get that battery, then you had to go get that battery, and then you had to get, and it was just like, by the time I got to that puzzle, I would have like maybe a minute left to solve it. And I just kept running up against the end of the time, and the time would run out, and then I would game over, and then I would have to start all the way at the very beginning. And at first I thought, well, it's fine, because now I know how to solve all of the puzzles leading up to that puzzle, and I can just breeze through them. And then I'll have so much extra time at the end to solve that one. Except it still wasn't enough time, and I was just like, mother effer. And I just kept game over, back to the beginning, game over, back to the beginning, game over, back to the beginning. And I was like, after I don't even know, 8 or 9 times, I don't even know how many times I did it. And I finally said, this isn't fun anymore. This is just getting frustrating and annoying. So I said, I just want this to end. So I looked online and I saw what you were supposed to do with this puzzle. And I'm like, I totally would have thought of that if there was no time limit and I was able to go, wait, what if I do this? Okay, what if I do that? And I would have figured it out in a few minutes, not a minute and 10 seconds or whatever, you know? So I was like, fuck it, I'm cheating just so I can end this because it was so good. And then they put a fucking timer on the last level and it was so frustrating and annoying. And I was like, you suck. Like, it's a puzzle game. It's meant to be relaxing and mind expanding. I'm not supposed to be rushing. So that was rude. So it's still a really good puzzle game. If you added it to your library when it was free with PlayStation Plus, give it a go. If you like puzzle games, it's a great puzzle game. Just know that that final level is kind of a pain in the ass. Although maybe you'll get to that puzzle and be like, oh, I know I need to just do this, this, and this, and then I'm through it, and I could do it in one try. And then I will hate you. But I finished that, so I was able to move on to Stray, which, as I mentioned last episode, I've been wanting to play. It looked really cool when it first came out, but it was like $30, and I'm like, I don't really know if I want to spend $30 on this indie game. I'll wait till the price comes down. But it never went low enough where I was like, yeah, I'll take the plunge. And I kept expecting it to eventually be free with PlayStation Plus, and it was. So I was like, yay. So I started playing that, and I was a little concerned that the first couple areas are very linear. And one of them includes an annoying chase sequence because there's these fucking little glowy things, the Zergs, that like swarm on you and kill you. And I had to do the chase scene like 3 or 4 times before I finally was able to get through it. And they suck, and I hate them. But then you get to the slums and it opens up and you meet the robots and it's like, okay, and then everything's fine. And you meet the robots and everybody's good. And then you can like explore around and you find all these secrets and you do this, that, and the other thing. And you know, and you're trying to like get out of this underground city and get back to the real world above, and your cat friends that you lost when you fell. And it's not bad. I was concerned about platforming, but it's not really a platformer because you explore around, and as you get to a ledge, like there's a, I mean, you can turn it off if you want, but I don't want to. And it'll tell you like, yes, you can jump down onto that, or yes, you can jump onto that. So you're not like trying to angle yourself and jump and do running jumps, and it's not like a proper platformer. So I was like, thank you for that. And it's kind of, I'm enjoying exploring and seeing what's what and collecting things and, you know, interacting with the robots. They're fun. So far, I'm enjoying it. We shall see if that maintains, or if in the final level there's some annoying timed thing with the Zergs that'll piss me off and I'll just shut it off. But we'll see. So far, I'm enjoying it. And that is free with PlayStation Plus now, so add it to your library. It doesn't seem like it's a very long game. I feel like I'm already at least halfway through it, but we'll see. Because the thing is that my plan was to play Stray, and then afterwards I was going to buy Ghost of Yotei. Unfortunately, my friend Cam has already finished Ghost of Yotei because he's a speed demon of some kind, and I'm sure he 100%ed the trophies because he always does. He has skills. So, but he said he bought a physical copy and he said he'd lend it to me. And I'm like, that'd be great. I could save $70. Score. So I'm gonna have to find something else to spend my time with while we get together and he can give me that copy of the game. So that's not gonna happen for a little bit. So I don't know what I'm gonna play. So come back next episode and see what I'm playing. Who knows what it'll be. Bye!